Hey everyone, today I decided to talk about modern capitalism and certain things that went to the wrong direction. Some phenomena have more destructive influence than the good one. Some are not discussed at all. Some are advertised in the opposite way. I'm not going to vouch for centralized economy and stuff though, it just doesn't work. I guess I need to start with the way capitalism is advertised. At least that's how it was advertised to me. There is a market and there are companies. They compete with each other to create better product and offer the better price for the customer. So the customer wins in the end and gets good quality product at a good price. Companies win because they get margin. Ineffective productions disappear, society develops. Maybe things were like this in the past, until marketing knocked at the door and market was still developing. Can't say for sure though. But things turned out to be quite different now. There's a market and there are companies. They compete with each other to offer lower price to the customer, and at the same time don't care much about quality. Competition is strong and they just need to earn by any means. Those products are advertised as medium or good quality ones under the labels of short-living brands. Certain market of trickery. There's also the other way. Companies can create good quality product, but due to market being stuffed with poor quality stuff, price for nice goods skyrockets. So it may seem that companies win, people lose. But it's even worse. Companies include workers and always try to minimize expenses on labor to maximize profit. Companies are controlled by one or several people. That way, there's a very narrow circle of people that gets most of the profit. So due to such way of things, there are individuals who win. They get resources and increase earning capability by different means. That way they start to get more profit and accumulate more and more wealth and resources. Except that market ways of doing business are advertised. But quite often those who have substantial amount of resources tend to use non-market ways of increasing profits. While lobbying, connections, dealing with criminal world, media campaigns to destroy reputation of competitors, tax avoidance, misleading, and so on. The next thing to talk about is where all the profit is accumulated. The plain answer is in the hands of very small percentage of people. If you will Google it, you'll find that approximately 40 to 50% of world's wealth is accumulated in the hands of 1% of people. 10% of world's population, including said 1%, owns something like 75 to 85% of world's wealth. 39% of population, including said 1% and 10%, own 99% of world's wealth. The numbers are not as important as the tendency said. So, extreme amount of wealth are concentrated in the hands of very small amount of people. Wealth is not just some metaphysical meaning. It's real and estimated in real things, like resources, estate, companies, and so on. They not just own, but also earn. Since those people have businesses and other means to increase their financial well-being. They also distribute some amount of it in the process. That way money circulate. Everyone keeps it to the idea spend less, earn more. Different reports and news agencies mention that rich and extremely rich people as a group are getting richer every year and accumulate resources faster than lower financial classes. You can Google it and find plenty of articles. That means that resources are transferred to them from other groups. If you own like 5% of world's wealth, but now 4%, it means that this 1% was transferred to someone else, or redistributed to other groups in different measure. As far as I notice, poor people and middle class are getting poorer during the last decade. Maybe some part of high class too. So, what they owned is currently being redistributed to other groups. Due to how system is made, resourceful individuals start to accumulate more and more resources and spend less and less. That way, less and less free resources circulate at the market. In addition, there is such thing as taxation. It was invented to extort resources from people and redistribute them. Works extremely well on almost all groups. Except extremely wealthy people. And those who are in power, which is quite often the same thing. There go consequences of such way of things. The purchasing capacity is getting worse. Productions need to continue to work at the same time. People need to continue to earn. Some who have things to lose need to preserve it. So to maintain the whole process, products start to eventually drop in quality. The good quality stuff gets expensive and less produced. Such is the nature of inflation. Except that there's rivalry. So companies compete to create cheaper product, so that big groups such as poor class and middle class can purchase it, when there's a shortage of resources. Such rivalry leads to eventual drop in quality in the current system. The drop in quality is also caused by overproduction. Like if you purchased a car or a new phone, you surely wouldn't want to purchase a new one for a long period of time. But companies need to sell and earn. Market demand need to be maintained. So they begin to produce things of worse quality, so that their service time is shorter. That way people will have to purchase the new ones sooner. Marketing stepped up onto the scene to help companies with overproduction too. The increased amount of consumption is advertised as part of success that everyone should achieve. That way consumerism as phenomenon appeared. People started to spend more. It works extremely well on female part of society. Men tend to be more practical and less influenced by it, but still influenced. Overall, people start to consume more and more. Due to that, more and more resources are accumulated in the hands of small groups. Big groups start to have less resources. So that small groups can continue to accumulate resources, less resources are started to be spent on products, so that smaller groups can be able to consume them. Due to that, quality goes down, and progress slows down as well. So, to summarize things said, the whole market thing is a system from which people take resources and put some back. Currently, more and more resources are taken, and less are put back. That way, a small part of human population tends to have more and more resources in their hands, while bigger part starts to have less and less, even though circulation of resources still happens. That is achieved by different means. Kind of natural, since the end goal in capitalism is to own everything. The same for companies to become monopoly. Such is the system. The current state is the reason why it's very difficult for young people to achieve decent level of life, especially in countries with developed economy. It is also one of the reasons why there is a decline in birth rate. There are too many resources in the hands of wealthy people, who earn their well-being throughout the whole life. They continue to preserve it or use it to earn more. This is normal and natural in such system. But as time goes, it started to influence negatively at a certain point. There are still positive things such as development and progress, but they become more and more limited. There are ways to maintain the whole thing. They are unpleasant, of course. The most obvious one is decline in human population. The one that globalists like. Less people, more resources for others. Just make people reproduce less and let all these go down in history. That will free some resources and allow them to be put in the current system. Another one is military conflict, which usually comes after serious economic problems. Sometimes local, sometimes global. Yet again, there will be less people, there will be a rebalance in resource possession caused by destruction, reparations, and establishing control over someone's resources. I believe that global one will probably happen comparatively soon. Something like up to 10 years, I would assume. Too many signs of it start to appear. Hopefully, we will avoid it somehow. The other way is to do rebalancing of resources by governmental actions. But those who have something to lose will never like such idea. Such way will probably end up with another type of military conflict. Well, such is the world we live in. That's it for today. Hope it's been interesting to listen to. Maybe I haven't explained everything properly, but I've tried to keep it simple and short. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or not. This video is kind of prelude for the next talk. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.
Go ahead.